Hello, Medicare Advantage Risk Adjustment operators, innovators, and learners. Welcome to another learning series of the Hughes Academy Risk Adjustment Made Easy, the Medicare Advantage kind. If today is your first time joining us, we want to say thank you. And if you are a seasoned learner with us, we also want to thank you as well for spending the time with us. We are in a new month, therefore we are starting a new series. And thank you for joining us. If you have not subscribed, I would encourage you to subscribe, to like, to share, because it helps you not to lose anything from us. And also it helps us to reach a wider audience. My name is Dr. Prince Baawuah, and I am your host tutor today. This month, we are covering Medicare Advantage Dental Encounter Data Records, Medicare Advantage Dental Encounter Data Records. Throughout the past week, CMS has been releasing several encounter data dental operational HPMS memos, and we will take this month to look at the history and what CMS has published recently so that we get a full end-to-end picture as we cover encounter data dental. Today, we are starting from the why CMS is now collecting Medicare Advantage encounter data. And as we go through the rest of this month, we'll be covering some of the requirements that have come up recently on Medicare encounter data on dental. So MA dental is not an island. MA supplemental dental benefits have grown rapidly since 2020. When a dentist treats an MA enrollees, is still an MA encounter because the definition for Medicare Advantage encounter data record is a record of a service. So if a member receives a service, a dental service, that counts towards an MA encounter. CMS needs this data for program oversight, for risk adjustment model completeness, and other things that CMS is allowed to do with the data. And dental is the last major service category because CMS is collecting 837Ps for professional and for DME, 837Is for institutional outpatient, institutional inpatient, and dental is one of the key areas that CMS needs information on as well. The authority was always there. According to the 42 Code of Federal Regulations, CMS had always had the authority to require Medicare Advantage organizations to submit all encounter data. And the regulations cover supplemental benefits, not just traditional MA services, but also dental, vision, and all other supplemental benefits, which plans have already been submitted on encounter data records. CMS had a legal authority for years to do that, but the infrastructure was a gap. In 2024, CMS finally built the dental encounter on to ramp up collection of dental encounter data records. August 22, 2024, CMS released this HPMS memo on the side here, informing the industry that CMS is formally releasing guidance on dental encounter data records. Initially, it was part of the supplemental benefits data that were being submitted, but then CMS carved out dental to use 837Ds to collect dental claim format selected as the required file layout. And the CDT, which is equivalent to the CPT codes, identified to replace the SBSC codes for dental encounters. And two-phase CMS also shared on two-phase rollout analysis with a front-end validation first, and then a full-blown processing on the back end. So on the front end, then you are only doing the ES equivalent dental processing, and then CMS was going to roll out the next phase of the dental collection with a full-blown editing. And phase one went live in September 13, 2024. EDS, the encounter data system, began accepting X12 837D. There was retroactive submit for dates beginning 2024. Plans started receiving response files, TA1 and 999 only because there was only the front end edits. And then there wasn't any back end edit enforcement yet. But in the phase two, CMS announced that it was going to come. And submission guidance were given on CSSC operations website and also in several HPMS memos. The 837P and 837D are all 837, but they differ because they are in two worlds. Medicare encounters come in from 837P, institutional come in 837I, and dental is in 837D. And that is the native dental claim format. So it makes it easier to create an A37D encounter format to pass it on to CMS. And because it uses the CDTs, you can now have the two numbers, two surfaces. These are built for dental. So therefore, A37Ds was the key channel to be able to get A37D encounter data to CMS. And these data elements that necessarily exist on A37P or even A37I. So CMS chose the format built for the data so that plans can submit the data to CMS appropriately. And that is the key foundation and history of the A37D at CMS started rolling that out since beginning in 2024 and rolling things out through. And out with SBSC supplemental benefits service codes on A37P. Now that the CDT and A37D, as I mentioned initially, CMS, the guidance was for plans to submit the dental and SBSC as part of the supplemental benefits submission process. But now CMS require the A37D because CMS have ramped up their dental processing. Therefore, SBSC codes no longer applicable for the dental, and CMS was going to do the crosswalk for the data that had already been submitted based on the guidance that CMS released. And therefore, there wasn't any manual SBSC mapping required on part of the plans. That is the history of the dental supplemental benefits data collection. And as we go through the rest of the month, we'll be looking at how that has evolved until now that CMS is announcing that now they are ready for the back end for the phase 2. So we'll look through that and see what is coming ahead for the supplemental dental benefit. If today is your first time you are joining us and you have not received our signature gift, we have a free signature gift for you from Chaos to Clarity, the essential comparison cheat sheet on Medicare Advantage risk adjustment data sources that compares the Medicare Advantage risk adjustment data sources for you for free. You can download your copy on our website at www.thehealsacademy.com. If this has been helpful to you, I'll encourage you to like, to subscribe, to share, and you can easily reach out to me if you have any questions on that. Otherwise, I'll catch you same time next week as we pick up from where we are leaving off today. Thank you and bye for now.